In a world where whispers are buried beneath headlines, where the truth is drowned in silence, real voices, real crimes, we uncover the stories that were never meant to be told. This is Silence of the Truth.
Imagine a young mother running out her home, her clothes set ablaze, her skin melting as she screams for her life. Behind her, a little boy cries in horror. Neighbors rush with buckets of water, screaming in panic. But the flames are faster than help. This was no accident. This was no kitchen fire. This was punishment. This was the price of a sacred vow broken by greed. In India, marriage is not just two people joined together. It is considered sacred, a union of families, traditions, and promises. The vows are not mere words. They carry the weight of generations. But for thousands of women, this sacred bond turns into a lifetime of abuse, dowry demands, and violence. Nikki Bhati's marriage was supposed to be her fairy tale beginning. Instead, it became her final chapter. When Nikki married Vipin Bhati, her family spared no expense. They gifted him a brand new Scorpio SUV, heavy gold ornaments, and stacks of cash, an offer meant to honor tradition and secure Nikki's happiness. But soon, happiness had a price tag. Vipin's family demanded more. They wanted 36 Indian rupees lacking cash. For them, Nikki was not a wife. She was an investment, and the return wasn't enough. At first, the cruelty was hidden. Whispers behind closed doors, cold stares, subtle taunts. But as the months passed, the masks fell away. Vipin's parents accused Nikki of bringing shame. She hadn't brought enough wealth. She hadn't satisfied their hunger. Neighbors reported hearing screaming fights in the dead of night. Nikki's parents begged her to come home, but she stayed for her 6-year-old son. She endured every insult, every slap, every scar, believing things would one day change. On that fateful night, anger exploded. Nikki was cornered in her own home. She was doused in petrol, her skin soaked in liquid death. Her little boy screamed as the match was lit. In seconds, her world turned into a furnace. Flames swallowed her body, licking at her sorry, scorching her flesh. Desperate, she stumbled through the door, engulfed in fire. The street became her stage of agony. The neighborhood erupted in chaos. People screamed, rushing with buckets of water. Someone threw a blanket. Someone else cried for an ambulance. But the fire was merciless. Nikki collapsed on the ground, her voice hoarse and broken. And in those final gasps, her words were not for herself. She whispered, "Save my son, don't let them hurt him." Even as death clawed at her, Nikki's final thought was her child. Badly burned but still conscious, Nikki was rushed to the hospital. Her body was a battlefield, charred, blistered, unrecognizable. Doctors fought to keep her alive, but they knew the truth. Her chances were slim. Yet, in the hospital bed, wrapped in bandages, Nikki summoned her last strength. She gave a dying declaration. Her voice, shaky, pained, named those who had destroyed her, Her husband Vipin Bhati, his parents, his brother. Her final testimony, her final act of resistance. The police wasted no time. They arrested Vipin Bhati and his family. The charges: murder, cruelty, and dowry harassment. As the news broke, cameras gathered outside their house. Vipin, once a groom riding a new Scorpio, was now paraded in handcuffs. His mother and brother, once respected in their community, became symbols of shame. But behind the arrest, one question remained. Would justice actually prevail? Or would Nikki's case become another statistic? Across India, Nikki's story ignited fury. Hashtags demanding #justice for Nikki spread across social media. Women's rights groups marched in protest, shouting for an end to dowry deaths. News anchors debated the cruelty of tradition versus the safety of women. And in living rooms across the nation, parents looked at their daughters, terrified, wondering, would she be next? Nikki's death was no longer just personal. It was political. It was cultural. It was a wound that demanded to be seen. But amidst the headlines and protests, one life changed forever. Nikki's son, just 6 years old, too young to understand greed, too scarred to forget flames. He saw his mother set on fire. He saw her burn. And now, he will grow up without her hand to hold, without her voice to comfort him. He is the silent victim, carrying memories no child should ever carry. His nightmares are the legacy of the system that failed his mother. Marriage is sacred, but when greed turns sacred vows into weapons, marriage becomes a curse. Nikki Bhati's life was stolen, not by fate, but by tradition twisted into greed. She was not just a wife. She was a mother, a daughter, a woman who deserved to live. Her story forces us to confront the truth. Dowry deaths are not rare. They are not accidents. They are murders disguised as culture. Nikki's death is not silence. It is a scream, and we must listen.